Welcome, Fumblers. We're sweet and sour.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is Fumbling Sugar. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every view. Thank you. So I have this amazing moms group that I'm on Facebook for my area. There's probably 10,000 moms on it, and it's really great for conversations and recommendations and thoughts and opinions. And most of the time it stays pretty civil. So it's very, very useful for getting amazing mom feedback. There was a topic this morning that kind of made me want to talk about it and use the same platform for it. So I definitely would like some feedback after I'm done. This is 100% my opinion and my experience. So the conversation was Fortnite. I don't know if you guys' children are still little enough, but with a 7-year-old boy, Fortnite is a topic of a lot of conversations. Just video games in general. So this boy, mom, has to deal with a lot of video game stuff. So I kind of wanted to talk about it because I had some experiences with it. Being a boy mom, for the first 3 years of my child's life, I tried to eliminate guns, violence, all of that. And my child would still continue to put every toy into a gun. Like, never seen one, but how it happened is just so crazy and so beyond me, but everything turned into a gun. So I finally gave in and got like a water gun and things like that didn't look like a gun. And of course it progressed, and we in my house talk about violence all the time. So there are two different worlds, and I use this world. I got this from my great friend Meaka, and we use this world. She had done it with her children, and I thought it was absolutely the best, amazing explanation for young children, and we still believe in it because it helps with things like Santa Claus. And I definitely do not want to take the sparkle and the magic out of my child before it needs to go. So he still gets to keep that magic. And what I mean are the eyes that light up when he sees a Santa Claus or a Ninja Turtle, somebody in a costume, and just really believes in it. So, Elf on the Shelf, all of those fun things that make life magical. So, she explained to me that what she had discussed with her children was there is a magic world. And kind of like the Harry Potter world, if that would be a better example. So, make-believe world. And what happens in make-believe world stays in make-believe world. It does not cross over except around the holidays. And if you see those items, such as Santa Claus, the magic goes away. So this has helped with things like Fortnite. Fortnite is a magical place. It is pretend, and it's where you get to pretend or play in the pretend world. What you see in that world does not happen in real world. Does not happen in everyday life. It's not there. So with Fortnite, of course, my son had played some video games that were more kid-friendly for a long time, like Knack and things like that, Mario Kart, Kirby, all of those different various kid games or kid-friendly video games. Once the Fortnite kind of integrated, he had asked, and at the time we were, as a family, a little unfamiliar. My husband is also a video game player, so he did a little bit of investigating and really kind of got into it. So we decided that we'd go ahead and let our child play. There's one rule, that's that we don't spend money on it, unless he gets it for a gift. Just like any other toy or item that he wants, it needs to typically be a gift or something he's earned with his own money. And he has some things that he can do to earn money. So we haven't spent any money on Fortnite just because we wanted to. So he was aware that that was not going to happen, period. Fortunately, our kid's really good at, like, we tell him something, he pretty much understands that's the way it's going to be. So when he first started playing, he would scream at the top of his lungs. He'd get so frustrated. He'd get so angry. Getting him off of it was rough. However, we decided to use it as a teaching tool. It has really helped him with frustration, anger management, and dealing with bullies. And being at home, it's been in an environment that we've been able to kind of control. What I mean is we've taught him to walk away, which I don't necessarily mean walk away from the person in the game, which he can kind of do. He can block people, things like that. He can leave the game. So he has learned to leave the game or walk away. Reset it, not to get frustrated. We've taught him breathing techniques and how to deal with the stress, frustration, and anger. It has given us a tool to be able to teach him how to deal with those raw emotions outside of a situation that involves another person, which is really helpful, especially at a younger age, to be able to teach them those things before situations that would make them angry, frustrated, or bullying really does start to kick in and occur. He knows when somebody says something to him on his Fortnite that is like, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're not smart, you're dumb, whatever it is, he is learning how to deal with those things and has learned how to comprehend those things. So even though it's a pretend game and he interacts with live people, he has had the opportunity with our guidance to learn some things like how to deal with anger and frustration and bullying. And he's doing it in an environment where there's not somebody physically standing there at him. There's not a lot of opportunity in our life to learn how to deal with those things without another person present, which can create a rocky or rumbly or bad situation, especially for a child that doesn't already fully comprehend how to handle those things. And I think in our world today, that's a super, super important thing to teach our children. He's learning how to be safe on the internet, what to say, what not to say, regarding like where he lives and things like that. So it has actually given us a tool to teach him. And we've used it as a tool to teach him. We've sat beside him and we keep the audio on. We are in the room when he's playing. Now, this has been going on for months. So now that he's learned and developed these better ways to handle these different things, it's become easier. So when internet threats and bad people come along, he already knows how to respond to those in respects to dealing with them online. He knows how to deal with it when it comes to his YouTube. He knows how to deal with it when it comes to a live play video game. It has taught him a lot when it comes to frustration, anger, and bullying. That I think that when he is faced with those in real life, he's going to have some skills and techniques that he would need to handle those situations. And as our world becomes and continues to be very connected, it's going to be essential that children are taught at a young age to deal with their frustration, anger, and bullying. I was bullied as a child, and all through high school. Fortunately, it never was physical. It was all emotional. I would drive down the street. I had a girl that used to scream obscenities at me. I wish I would die and things like that. And I was very different as a child because I was probably There were 2 children in our school that had red hair for the most of the time, which seems like such a strange thing to be bullied about nowadays. But I was different because I had neon red hair in a sea of black, brown, and blonde hair. Matter of fact, everyone in my family was a blonde. So I was bullied for it. I had a lot of nicknames, and so I learned how to deal with a bully growing up. Now, bullying nowadays is a completely different thing. So, and it comes in a lot of different forms. So, verbal bullying, it's an easy peasy to teach your child how to deal with. And you can start doing it at a young age. And the younger you start teaching them how to be self-confident and handle those bullies and deal with frustrations and anger when somebody's picking on you or you're in a situation that's rough, then you're going to remember those things as an adult. They're ingrained. What you learn as a child will stick with you into adulthood. And that's true with the positive and the negatives. So and you can see that with domestic violence. People that have come from a home of domestic violence tend to lean towards lean towards significant others that are violent also. You have to break the cycle. So, and that becomes harder because that's what you were used to as a child. So what you teach them at a young age is super essential. Things like Fortnite, which are violent and can have a lot of adults bad stuff that could come their way, is an opportunity to start teaching our children how to cope with those things now. And we have to look at it as our opportunity to start teaching them, because their world is not going to be the same as ours. And what we see with the amount of it today is going to just increase. It's going to increase. It's going to continue to develop. So, as much as we hate the idea of things like YouTube and Fortnite and video games for our children, let's use it as a tool to teach them and develop their skills as they get older. We're teaching them math and science and history and things like that. We also need to teach them how to deal with their frustrations. So when they're frustrated and angry and being bullied, they know how to properly handle it. It will happen to almost every child. So you have to teach them. And if it's as easy as using something like Fortnite and doing it in the comfort of your own home, do it. Do it. If you're not concerned about the violence, but you're more concerned about the bad people that are on the internet, then this is an opportunity for you to teach them. It is just like sending them outside to play, except when you send your kid outside to play and you're not out there watching, they run the risk of stranger danger and all kinds of things. Sitting inside the comfort of their own home with technology while you're watching and supervising is a lot safer. And it's going to give you tools to teach them right then. My child no longer throws a fit to get off. He rarely yells at the screen any longer. And he knows how to deal with a bully on the social media platform. Now, at 7. So, there are some things he hasn't encountered yet, of course. But they do still say things like, you should die. He knows how to deal with that. He knows that's, so we've taught him. We've talked about it. Anything that he encounters, we talk about. So, use some of these things as a tool. They're as harmful as you will let them be. So, just food for thought, you moms. So, this is a long video, so I'm done. I'm done on my rant, so I will talk to you later. I'm out.
Media. Show your love with a like. Participate with comments. Share with everyone. Make friends by subscribing. And do as you're told. Definitely do as you're told. I'm out.